Hello, everyone. My name is Thomas Smith. I'm the head of business development at Netcapital. Let's give everyone a few moments here to get settled in. All right. Looks like everyone is able to join. And thank you, everyone who has joined thus far and those who will be coming in. We are very excited for our February 2024 demo day, as we have leadership from three fantastic and very exciting companies. Today we are joined by Greg, who is the CEO and founder of Launchcart, Aaron, who is the CEO and founder of Emotion Track, and David, who is the CEO of Li3 Group. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules for joining us today. I've worked with many of you during your process at Netcapital. I know how busy you are, so we really appreciate it. And this is going to be a lot of fun. But before we get started, I do want to touch upon just a few housekeeping items. As with all of our companies we host our demo days with, each are actively raising on Netcapital right now. You can invest in any of them by visiting netcapital.com and searching each of these exciting companies. Next, I want to mention that we do want this demo day to be interactive as possible. So please, when asking questions, use the Q&A function and not the chat, but the Q&A when sending questions. It really just helps me stay a little bit more organized, and we'll answer as many of them as we can. And lastly, just covering today's format, each company will be presenting for approximately 5 minutes, followed by a 5-minute Q&A. While these companies are presenting, I will drop each of their investment links in the chat for everyone to view. And then after the three companies present and questions are asked, there will be a 2-minute final thought opportunity for why each company, on why investors should consider investing in them today. And with that being, and David, my absolute pleasure to bring you in. David is the CEO of Li3 Group. And David, I remember our first conversation that we had, and I was just blown away by the business and how many different areas that you guys are working in. So take it away.
Thank you. Just want to thank first our two respected firms here and their CEOs and everybody else for taking the time right now. Hopefully you'll like what we are doing today, and we'll try to share the screen here. Just 1 sec. Okay. If you see that. Okay. You can hear me well?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so we're Li3 Group, and Li3 Group's going to become the first company ever to create a proprietary platform that's going to offer an asset-backed digitized token for being able to take battery metals and rare earth mining projects. We call it the BMX exchange, as you could see, the platform. And basically what you got to look at is, with the recent rise in blockchain and digital financing structures out there, we believe that there's really nobody that's been able to do what we're doing. I think we're going to be first to market, according to all that we speak with and some smart money. And what we're doing by putting this together, it's a profound implication really for the mining and metals industry. You could just imagine basically putting together two combinations of asset classes, adjoining basically the mining assets backed up by tokens, and have that as a stepping stone to a much broader acceptance worldwide in both businesses. So our BMX platform is basically designed to provide the necessary ecosystem on both asset classes and bring that together. And those mines that are requiring capital that usually are sometimes offed or put on pause, you'll actually be able to have the funding of those projects by digitizing those real world assets and changing the game. So basically the batteries today are more or less a core of all modern life, whether they're smartphones or computers or basically anything wireless is pretty much becoming increasingly necessary. As we go into, let's say, as you see, the electric vehicle market or clean energy projects or battery projects, there's an emphasis on decarbonization by most Fortune 500 companies. The goal is to get there. It's going to take some time, but for something so vital, the most popular, batteries kind of rely on these metals that are really not available readily. There's a tremendous backlog in supply chain availability. And what we saw is as Li3 is to actually answer that and answer that ever-growing demand on the foreseeable future of how we're going to get these things in hand. So what we're doing basically is we're using blockchain and smart contracts, building our very own global proprietary P2P exchange platform. It's going to be ready in the first half of this 2024. And the BMX platform is based basically on proven blockchain and smart contract technology that provides the necessary transparency, the automation, the security, the regulatory compliance, and the liquidity that investors and institutions are going to need now and in the future. So basically what we've got here now is you're seeing global demand for battery and mineral supply is, you know, really way behind. We're 15, 20, 25 years backwards here, and we need to get this to market. So what we're doing is for battery metals like lithium and aluminum, nickel, copper, cobalt, that has to expand at least tenfold to meet the projected critical minerals that have to be met by 2030. This is only 6 years from now. So recent reports that are coming out, whether it's Benchmark Minerals or the EIA, et cetera, whoever, they're saying that there has to be about 384 brand new mines that need to be built to meet that growing demand so you can pick up your cell phone and have it work down the road. So what we're looking at is that these companies right now have to be represented by finance of approximately $800 billion just for those over the next 10 years. So what we've got here, let me move on. By having this access to this capital for the development of the new mines, I'm trying to show you a little bit of a landscape here, who's actually involved. And what we need to do is expand the existing operations or implement new technology that's going to increase that production or actually maybe even reduce the environmental impact. It's a currently very, very big challenge for the mining industry, including the battery metal sector in particular. So our BMX platform, the marketplace, kind of puts it all together. And, you know, as you can see here, we're going to basically look to digitize all aspects of a mining operation, the reserves, the future production, the deliveries that'll come about, and the coinciding revenues that'll give investors what they want based upon their risk tolerance. And the mining operators are going to get the capital they need to. So we're going to do this basically in one swift ecosystem. So the battery metal exchange, we're calling it the BMX, lets you basically personalize all your own investment portfolios. The investors are going to get to choose their project size, the type, the repayment option, the commodity itself, the location or jurisdiction, the risk profile. You're creating that. You're making it custom. So you're doing that from the Li3 single platform. So investors can actually secure and manage every token investment with the operation that they're dealing in and not be involved in either jurisdictions or operations that they do not want to be involved in. So what you'll be able to do is actually create this digital portfolio, so to say, and provide first things a primary market that you could easily list each of the project offerings themselves and onboard these investors globally, create and distribute that digital offering. And we're also going to provide a secondary market that's going to enable, like, say, a peer-to-peer trading, improve the liquidity of those assets for any investor coming in so they're just not stuck inside an investment, and eliminate any counterparty risk in those transactions. So what we're doing basically is allowing our investors to manage their own portfolio, track it, manage it in a digital asset portfolio, monitor those transactions, receive the project updates from the live companies, and be able to actually manage the blockchain identities and compliance, secure those digital assets ownership so nobody's stealing your property, okay? The tokens are equal to, say, to digital shares, right? So you're going to want to go ahead and make sure these things are secure. And for that, we've gotten probably the best groups out there to be partnered up with to date. So how do we make our money? How we're going to make our money is by basically allowing investors to manage their portfolio. They're going to track it, manage it, as I said, and we're going to monitor those transactions. They're going to receive project updates and go ahead and use the, let's say, the blockchain to keep it all in check. Everything is accountable. Everything is immutable. Everything is always done, and you will be able to actually continue creating this funding in a way that you never lose track of how your portfolio reads. You're going to be getting paid as part of the transaction. We're receiving digital tokens as a percentage of each one of the projects. You're also receiving some transaction fees each time that these customers are transacting in the particular token for the particular company. So that's more or less how we've been able to make it so that the customers are secure in what they're investing in and how they make their money. The milestones, though, we've been working with corporate attorneys such as Brown Rudnick since the beginning. They are in charge of all the regulatory compliance matters. We have a collaboration with accounting giant Deloitte and its mining and metals group. And we also have the government agency of mining in Colombia with access to about 800 plus of these licensed mining operators as potential future mining clients. So we've really gotten the back end of how we're going to make this money and the clientele that's coming in. Right now, we're looking to raise $5 million to the crowdfunding after completing just short of $2 million cash from our friends and family round. And, you know, I could tell you that after, let's say, in addition to the mining sector, we have the ability actually to expand to other vertical initiatives, such as, let's say, gaming or real estate, asset sectors, et cetera. Giving you a little bit of a background on us, 26 years on Wall Street, started in '87 at Lehman Brothers in New York. Managed several $100 million, brought a lot of companies public, and invented the SPAC with our team in 1992. Brought out the first dozen SPACs the world ever saw. 22 and a half years ago, started trading physical commodities, whether it's petroleum-based products or mining products, globally with all state-owned and refineries, cement factories, steel mills, et cetera. That went on for about 26 years now. So we've been doing really well with that. But that brings a lot of credence, a lot of ability to bring in more clients in addition to Colombia. Jorge Escorbe, he's a dear friend, a veteran, lead investment banker for Bechtel, Hunt Refinery, and several other projects. He's funded probably about 110 solar utility scale projects in the United States alone. We've got Wendell Brown, serial entrepreneur. He is a COO. He served as chairman of LiveOps. He also began Telio, which is a competitor of Skype, acquired by Microsoft. He also started eVoice. Probably all you guys have heard of eVoice. That was a solution to AT&T, MCI, and AOL. It was later on deployed by Google Voice. You might know it now as Google Voice. And that was acquired by AOL Time Warner. They've been collaborating with Google since then. And of course, he also created Walk Softly that was acquired by Cybermedia. So obviously, just needless to say, he knows about exit strategies, to say the least. And then we've got our chairman, Russ Blades. Russ is a genius engineer, mining exec, former chairman of the Canadian Mining Association, and was one of the lead executives for all Barrick Gold, which is the largest gold, silver, platinum mining firm in the world, with over 17 operative projects currently to date. That's pretty much it. That's who we are.
David, really appreciate that overview. And when you hit the Deloitte slide on the workings with them, we had a couple questions come in. So can you expand upon your workings with Deloitte?
Sure. Yeah, so in the case of Deloitte, Deloitte's been working with us now for about, I'm going to say, close to 16 to 18 months. We can only say so much in the conversation here today because we're sort of in a partially of NDA, so let me give you just a general view. Many countries that are developing countries need to go ahead and expand how their payment system works. For example, particularly when they're restructuring their power authorities or their electric bills, how they get paid, how the payment structure gets put, and how the repayment gets created. We're basically able to put monitors as to how much power is being created, going over with metering over to the end user, let's say your home or a business, we can calculate how much electricity has been used, how much that party has to pay, how that person will be billed, and how the recipient of that bill will be able to pay back the power authority or the government in those cases. For example, we're doing the first project with South Africa. We're using Eskom as the power company. That will be the first project with. After that project goes, which is our pilot project, we will then expand to all developing nations, about 50 of them.
It's exciting, David, and I know that when we spoke over the summer, things were starting to gain traction. It sounds like it still is, which is fantastic. And I know a lot of stuff. And the next question is about the 10 international partners. What can you expand upon with that? I know there's a lot that can't be talked about right now, but can you share anything about?
Okay.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, sure. So not only do we have the behemoth of the entire Agency of Mining of Colombia, but we also have already signed 10 coal and nickel mines in Indonesia that are willing to be tokenized and digitized by their assets and their reserves, as well as their royalty agreements, which are the future revenues that they're going to have in contracts, as well as their streaming agreements, which is the future production of the nickel or the coal that's going to be delivered to those clients. So in our case, we can actually tokenize all that, and we're just waiting now at the final end over this first half of 2024. We should have the platform up and running and live, and we will then bring in to not only create the 10 Indonesian mining operations to become the first set of each individual token. We will have the rest of the 800 in Colombia and others that are being referred to us on a weekly basis, more or less.
It's fantastic, David, and I know that Colombia, it's such a big market down there, so I think it's going to be really interesting to see, and I think exciting for a lot of folks how that develops over the year and then years to come. And with that, David, why don't you take it away? We're going to wrap up here, but folks on that are live with us today that are thinking about investing in Li3 Group, as well as the hundreds, if not thousands, of people that will hear this after we get off today, investing in Li3 Group. 2 minutes, why someone should consider investing.
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're the first to market in this. Nobody's ever done this before. So we're kind of revolutionizing, project finance. It's something that's been so antiquated for so many years. And, we have that solution pretty much globally with the technology. We're also about to partner with two big behemoths in the industry of blockchain, particularly Tokeny and Fireblocks, which are the leaders in their sector. These are companies that have been digitizing over $4 trillion of assets around the world already. They're being used by all the major banks, BNP Paribas, Franklin Templeton Investments, ABN AMRO, Wisdom Tree. These are some of the partners that they're working alongside with. They're going to look to be partnering up with us. We're looking to have the ink dry next week, and our platform should be up and running. There's been a lot of investments with our partners already in place, and we're looking to really expand and bring this thing to market out to starting off with the mining industry and then expanding into the other sectors. So hopefully you'll come with us in our journey, and you guys will find it interesting. Obviously, you see our YouTube page as well at Li3 Group, and go onto our website, li3group.com.
Really appreciate it, David, and thank you so much for being with us today. Aaron, Emotion Track, why folks should consider investing in your exciting business.
Absolutely, Thomas. So firstly, we've been in the AI space for 5 years now. AI is hype now, but it's certainly, a growing market, and there's a big opportunity there. So we really got in early, and we're making changes, and we're evolving to address all the generative AI opportunities that are out there in reporting our insights. But most importantly, as David also said, we've been first to market in the legal sector. So I'll just talk about the legal for a few seconds here. It's a huge opportunity. We've identified there are 100 million legal cases every single year in the United States. And not all of them are going to go to trial, and a lot of them are going to be settled. But even then, we identify that our solution would be worth a total addressable market of well over $70 billion. And without getting into all the minutia, the bottom line is that legal technology companies, if you go online and you Google and you research, some of these deals are being done at 30 times, 40 times, 50 and 60 times revenue. So the bottom line is where our valuation is today, we can considerably see it much higher as we scale this business. And then, of course, there's the whole advertising side of the business, and that's a whole nother animal. So you should come with us on our journey, and we look forward to welcoming you as a partner in the Emotion Track family.
Aaron, really appreciate that, and having seen the company evolve over the years, and you've been a friend to Netcapital. It's we're excited for where things are trending. So congratulations on your success thus far. And Greg,
Thank you, Thomas.
bring it home. Launchcart, working in so many different areas, has accomplished so much so far. Why folks could consider investing in your business.
No, I appreciate it, and thanks, and everyone listening this long. Bottom line is that there's about 500,000 new businesses created every single month in the United States of America, and that's not globally, that's just the United States of America. And every single one of those needs a digital marketing platform to manage their business on. So with Launchcart CRM, we can meet those needs, and a large percentage of those need an e-commerce platform. So the fact that we have this total tech stack to basically help them run and build their business, no matter what they're in, is a great transition. That's partly one that I think is going to be our foundation for our ARR and our MRR to grow and to give us a great multiple. But the real big unicorn upside is with our source and sell marketplace, where we're literally in one way, we're competing against Amazon and Walmart and these big conglomerates. And then on the other side, you got the Alibaba and the drop shipping from China. And you think about Shopify meets Amazon meets Alibaba. And we put something together that's going to give the protection for real brands to get in the direct-to-consumer space, and then empowering entrepreneurs to basically create a business and have product extension for their existing e-commerce business, or to start a new business selling stuff online. And I like a case study and a story. We just onboarded one of the world's largest, or America's largest, American-made flag manufacturer. He says, most of my competitors make American flags in China. I'm like, that's just not right. So we onboard him into our marketplace, and now we believe we can add over 1,000 sellers to sell his flags from their websites with this new model, and give him a wholesale distribution channel he did not have. So every business that already has a wholesale distribution channel, we can optimize that, make it efficient and easy for them. And we can also help people launch multi-vendor marketplace stores like never before. And we give the brand the protection they need to get in this direct consumer space. We think we're going to disrupt e-commerce globally.
Greg, and we can hear it in your voice with how exciting the marketplace is that Launchcart's in. And we really appreciate you being with us today. I know from working with you from the beginning how busy you are. And it's just 2024. We're excited to see where things go. So thank you. And with that, I want to thank everyone who joined us today for our February 2024 demo day. In particular, I want to thank David, Greg, Aaron. I marvel when I sit here and think about when we first had conversations, and then you guys onboarding with Netcapital. Few months going by, raising capital and seeing where you are today. And I just want to say congratulations. We wish you the best in 2024, and thank you everyone for joining us. And we hope everyone has a great rest of the week. Thanks, guys.
Everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.